So I put a lot of thought into whether or not I was actually going to make this video. I planned on already bringing rant videos to my channel, but I wasn't necessarily sure how I'm going to do them, or even what like format I would end up fucking doing them in. And this isn't necessarily the topic that I planned on making this video about, but considering I'm seeing a lot of people on my timeline retweeting this type of crap, and it's honestly just not acceptable. I woke up this morning and some people that I follow retweeted something that caught my attention. And part of the reason it caught my attention is because of pretty much like the story around it and pretty much most people's reaction around it. So far, at least 2 people that I follow on Twitter retweeted this, and I'm not going to show the video because honestly it's disrespectful, it's disgusting, and it's fucking shameful in all honesty. But I'm basically going to describe what happened. So there's this gay guy, African American, and he's approaching this woman who is also African American, and she's holding her child. Apparently, the background to the events that happened or led up to this video is that the woman said some stuff online about the guy. The guy didn't like the stuff that she said, so he decided to approach her. I guess they're related through a mutual friend or something, because that's the way it seems in the video. Because they're definitely at either someone's house, or him and the mutual friend share a house, and the girl came to visit for whatever reason. And he decided that was the best time to approach her about the things that she said about him online. And she's holding her child, and she's obviously not confrontational. He's very confrontational, saying things very disrespectfully to her, and basically making like threats and stuff like that. And she's at a point where she's like, she's not paying him any mind for real. It's more like she's there to be with the friend, and she has her baby with her, so she's not trying to get into a whole bunch of bullshit. So the guy takes it upon himself to keep approaching her, to keep talking to her, asking about the stuff she said online and everything. And there's an exchange where he's like, you were talking a lot of mess online. She was like, okay, but you were talking too. And then basically he hits her. And not only does he hit her, he hits her and runs away. Now, a lot of people's main problem with this video is that he's a male putting his hands on a female. For me, I don't necessarily condone anyone of any race, gender, sexual orientation, or anything like that putting their hands on anyone. Because why do you need to always resort to violence for stuff that can be talked through? Honestly, it seemed as though if they had a mutual friend, odds are they talked to each other to some point, even if they weren't necessarily friends, they were acquaintances through this mutual party. So they had to have tolerated each other up until this point. If it was just comments that were made online, if it was just comments that were made face to face, it's stuff that could have been talked about. He didn't need to put his hands on her. But beyond the fact that it didn't have to end with him hitting her, I find a great issue in the fact that this guy was enough of a coward to put his hands on a woman who was defenseless. Like, imagine you're sitting there, and she's just sitting there, and she's holding her child in her little lap, just like this. This is a dramatization. She's holding her child in her lap. She's trying to make sure her child's not going to fall. You're not going to just throw your hands up to fight somebody when you're trying not to let your child fall out your lap, and you're taking care of your child. And not to mention, if you're a responsible enough parent, you're not going to fight any and everybody in front of your child, especially over something as trivial as shit talk. But this guy felt that it was that serious that he needed to put his hands on her, and he felt that the most opportune moment to do so was when she was in the presence of her child and when she was holding her child. That's my main issue with this. It's not the male versus female aspect. It's not the gay male versus straight male. A lot of people are taking the angle of, oh yeah, you a grown ass man, you shouldn't put your hands on a girl. You shouldn't put your hands on anybody ever, like I said. But my main thing is, this guy's a coward. If he was a straight guy, he would still be a coward because of the context of the situation. You didn't want to approach her at a time where she was like, you know, able to fight back. You wanted to approach her at a time where she couldn't fight back. She had her child in her hand. And when the person that was there, the third party that was there off screen, commented on the fact that he hit her with her child right there, and sorry that the video's getting dark. I don't know what's going on, honestly, and I don't have any way to light this up without it looking more terrible, but actually I might. Does that work? Nope, not really. Yeah, I guess that'll work for the time being, I guess. Even the person that was there commented, it was like, I know you didn't hit her when she has her child in her hand. And the dude was like, oh, I didn't hit the child. The problem isn't alone the possibility of you hitting the child. The problem is that you were a coward enough to hit someone who you knew was defenseless. She couldn't defend herself and she couldn't get up and fight her. And what's even more problematic in the situation is that not only did he hit her when she couldn't hit him back, when she couldn't block, he ran at the end. And he takes this whole transaction as a win for him. All his tweets and stuff, I spent time looking through this. He took this as an actual win for himself. And what's worse is that, worse than him believing in his own hype that he's some type of great fucking fighter or some shit or whatever the fuck you want to call it, is that you have people, well, there are people who condone it. There are women who condone this. There are men who condone this. There are people. Part of the reason why I wanted to speak on this is because the people who I follow who retweeted this, they didn't necessarily retweet it with any context because I can only imagine they probably condone it and agree with this. And it's like I said, it's not okay. Yeah, I understand the girl said some stuff that hurt your feelings. People talk. As a fucking part of the gay community, people are gonna fucking talk about you. As a part of the black community, people are gonna fucking talk about you. Especially in this day and age that we're living in. It's okay for fucking white supremacists to drive a vehicle into a group of people who are coming there to peacefully protest in the same way that you were there to peacefully protest. Like, you're gonna have people talk shit. As long as, the way I see it, if no one puts their hands on you first, you don't have a valid reason to necessarily put your hands on somebody, especially in this context. And if you're going to do it, be prepared to fight, not sneak somebody, not get a hit in and run, not try to fight them when you know they don't have a really good chance to fight back or anything like that. And I'm seeing people that he retweeted his stuff, saying things like laughing at the fact that he smacked her in front of her child. You got people saying that she was a punk or whatever because she didn't fight back. She just sat there holding her face. But if you're sitting somewhere with your child and you don't plan on fighting, you don't plan on having an altercation. If she planned on having some sort of altercation with this guy when she got there, she would not have brought her child to that situation. She would have came prepared to fight. And I'm pretty sure he knows that. That's why he chose to come and approach her when he saw that she had her child with her. Like, I'm pretty sure the other party in the whole thing, which it looked like from some of the tweets that I've seen from him, I'm pretty sure the person who was staying there probably told him that the girl was coming over. And if he knew that the girl was coming over, it looked like she had been sitting there for some time before he decided to approach her. So it's not like he approached her as soon as she came in the door, because he had to assess the situation. He took the time to see that, oh, she has her child. Oh, she's not thinking about fighting me or anything like that. This is the best moment to record this and do all of this, which is the dumbest thing he could have did, because if she wanted to press charges, all the evidence is right there. It's on his page. It's on several other people's pages because they're retweeting it. It's coming down the timelines of people who are leaving comments on it, people who are liking it, people who are, like I said, retweeting it or quoting it or whatever the fuck else. And honestly, it's a stupid ass situation. For me, all of it's wrong. Where a lot of people are taking the angle of black gay guys are getting the pass for shit, which is it's true. There's a degree where it's true, where clearly him being gay has a lot to do with the fact of a lot of women accepting the fact that he did some shit like this. But even beyond the being gay, the being, male shit, the way I see it, if you want to fight somebody, fight somebody. You don't sit up here and sneak somebody. You don't take a moment when they are incapable of defending their fucking selves and you jump at them. And then on top of that, in addition to the fact that you already hit them when they weren't capable of defending themselves, you're running. Because you know whatever consequences to come. But then you show that you're running in a video, but then you parade on fucking social media like you're some type of fucking boss or some type of fucking whatever you want to call it. Like you're some tough person. You're not tough. If anything, you're a coward. Just like that. Like nothing more than a coward. If you're a male who would willingly put his hands on a female, you're a coward in the first place. But if you're a male who would put his hands on a female who's defenseless and then run, you don't give her the opportunity. He didn't stay there long enough for her to have the friend grab the baby off her lap so she could get up and fight him hand to hand. And he didn't stay there long enough for the friend to be able to do something about it, because clearly she didn't agree with him hitting her. So I'm pretty sure when that camera rolled off, they probably got into it there. There's probably more to the story, sure. But even still, for the part that I saw, you hit a woman who had no means of defending herself, or else she would have caused harm to her child. And you're parading around like you're some big, great thing to be feared. Like, no. And you know fucking well that you wouldn't do the same thing. If it was a male, even if it was a gay male, you wouldn't have done the same fucking thing. It doesn't make sense for you to sit up here and parade around like you're some big boss person. And I don't understand where the fuck all the praise is coming from and why people are praising him for this shit. I can understand wanting to handle a situation where someone is sneak dissing, someone's talking shit about you on social media. But there are ways of handling it that don't require you to put your hands on anybody. And if you are going to put your hands on somebody, you can set it up where it's an even trade. Y'all can set that shit up like fucking Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, as far as I'm fucking concerned, and have a pay-per-view type of bout about the shit. You don't sneak somebody. If you gonna fight someone, if you gonna be the one who gonna raise your hand to some fucking body, be prepared and be the one to take getting somebody raising their hand back to you. You don't do that. Like, my main issue with this, like I said, I don't care about the fact that the dude is gay. I don't care about the fact that it's a guy. If this was a female versus a female situation, it would be just the same. I would feel exactly the fucking same. And especially when you have people who are promoting this, condoning this, and the person who was involved themselves bragging about it as though it's something to be proud of. Like, I know some people are raised to not let people talk about them or whatever the fuck, but words is words. Like, and if, like I said, if it was that serious, set up the forum for both of y'all to trade punches. Not sit up here and you take the time when she's trying to tend to her child and she's there for somebody else entirely, not thinking about you, not thinking about the exchange online. She's there for somebody else entirely, for something else entirely, and you took it upon yourself to fucking hit her where she couldn't defend herself. Like, that's the most bitch shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, I can't. Anyways, like, comment down below if you guys, like, what you guys think of the situation. Do you think he was right? Feel like there's any space for validity in this type of situation? Is it ever a right time to put your hands on somebody, especially, like, to sneak them? Like, do you really think, how many people actually agree with this shit? Like, I saw a lot of people laughing at it like it was funny and, like, promoting him and telling him go off and all this other stuff and patting his little ego. But it's like, If this guy was any real force to be reckoned with, he would have met her one-on-one. He wouldn't have waited for her to show it up to the house for the mutual friend. He would have set up a situation for them to go and be somewhere else. And then why would you want to disrespect your friend's house like that? By fighting somebody in her house. You couldn't do it outside. You couldn't do it in your own space, or, like I said, orchestrated some meetup point for y'all to talk about it, and if it came to blows, it came to blows, or nothing like that. You waited for the girl to come to a mutual friend's house, and, you know, that was the best time with her child, and that was the best time for you to say something to her and put your hands on her. When you saw she didn't put her hands on you, there was no reason for you to put your hands on her. Point blank, period. But the whole topic of the gay males putting their hands on female shit, that's a whole nother thing for another day, because I just saw a whole thread of shit like that happening too, and this shit's gotta stop. Like, there's enough shit going on in the world, and honestly, you're not helping yourself in the public eye by being proud of fighting women. Fight some dudes. Fight your own people. Fight other gay males. Like, and then if you gonna fight fair. Not hitting people in the back of the head. Not slapping people who don't have their guard up and can't put their guard up. Fight fair. And then brag about some shit. It's easy for anybody to sit up here and fucking sucker punch somebody and then go and brag about it. Anybody can throw a fucking sucker punch. The weakest person in a lineup can throw a sucker punch and daze somebody. But that ain't nothing to brag about. If you know going hand to hand, face to face, one-on-one, you wouldn't fucking win. You can't sit up here and act like a sucker punch is some great fucking accomplishment. But, you know, whatever. I gotta go and start working on the next video. I'm not even sure if this video is gonna make it. Like I said, if it does, then comment down below. What do you think? Am I wrong for feeling the type of way? Am I wrong for feeling like if he was gonna fight the girl, he should afford her? Like I said, I get it. I get the whole talk shit, get hit shit. It's understandable. But at the same time, it's a dumbass rule to live by. Because at the end of the day, you end up creating a situation where it's a never-ending back and forth of fucking violence. And he who throws the first punch clearly is the one who don't necessarily want it from nobody. Like I say, people have been asking this guy for his location and shit, or somewhere to meet him at the fight, since he's not taking the criticism very well, and he hasn't taken the video down. And he has yet, from what I see, he has yet to say, alright, well, I fight whoever, meet me here, and we'll fight. So, like I said, am I wrong in feeling like that? Am I wrong in feeling like if you gonna fight some fucking body, it should be a fair fight? Not you gonna sit up here and fucking sneak somebody? I mean, I feel like that should be common fucking sense or something. I don't fight a lot of people, so I don't know. But if I was to fight someone, I'm not gonna sit up here and try to sneak them. What's the point of a fight if you're not gonna fight fair? Anyone could win a fight where they clearly get the upper hand. But, you know, whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't fucking enjoy it, at least I hope it opened up a conversation for some of you people. Because that's kind of my plan with these whole videos. I know I'm not the only one who could feel this way about certain situations. So that's why I plan on sharing my side of stuff. And, you know, yeah. Until next time, keep on rocking, guys.